Oh, holy night. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Casanovas Bed Time Stories, kids. Check this out. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, one and all. Be good to your parents. You want your Christmas wishes to come true. Cat by Dr. Title How the Grinch Stole Christmas for Teddy Owen. Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. He was not a happy camper with it. Watch Christmas is a Carol, the Muppet Show. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings. He snarled with a sneer, "Tomorrow's Christmas, it's practically here." Then he growled, his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, "I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming, for tomorrow he knew." All the Who girls and boys would wake bright early. They'd rush for their toys, and then all the noise, noise. The one thing he hated, the noise that Christmas was making. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast and they'd feast. They'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who's roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. See the Who's feasting. Now, if you had a dinner table that big, I think it'd be hard to pass the salt around, unless, of course, you had a friend to bring it to you. See the Christmas Carol, Miracle 34th Street, especially the last one, blow your mind. And then they do something like least of all, of every Who's down in Whoville, the tall and the small would stand close together, Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who's Christmas thing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I put up with it now. I must stop the Christmas from coming, but how? See them singing? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got an awful idea. See the Grinch? What shall I do now? I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat, and he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat, this hat, I just look like St. Nick. And all I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, then he shook some red thread, and he tied a big horn on top of his head. Look what he did to his four-legged friend. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks and a ramshackle slide, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up, and the slide started down toward the homes where the Who's lay out snooze in their town. And the rustling away. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is a stop number one. The old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags to his fist. And climbing the roof, then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck. Only once for a moment or two, then he got stuck his head out of the fireplace flue. Where the little stockings all hung in a row, these stockings, he grinned, are the first things that go. Look at him taking the stuff away from that family. You see that? Then he slithered and slung with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skaters, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in a bag. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimbley. Then he slunk into the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who's pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of hooash. Reminds me of someone's fridge on Xbox. You hand him something. You leave him a granola bar on a visit. At least I left you something. I chuckled with a joke. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. See him taking everything and left the tree empty. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small who, little Cindy Lou, who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by his tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed. This tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water, she started at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why are you taking out our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, the old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot, that fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on the tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and then I'll bring it back here." See him explaining to them. And it's fit for the child, and he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou went out to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Waving at Cindy Lou. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the liar. On their walls he left nothing but some hooks and some wire, and the one speck of food that he left the house was a crumb that he was too small for a mouse. He left the guy a little crumb, you see that? The mouse? Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. The mouse wouldn't eat the crumb, it was too tiny. It was quarter past dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still asnooze, when he packed up his sled, packed up it with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. Carrying it away with a poor little four-legged friend in tow. See all that? Back to his home. 3,000 feet up on the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode up with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the woos. He was grinlishly humming, they finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know just that will do. Their mouths will hang open or a minute or two. Then the Who down in Whoville will cry out, boo-hoo. Getting ready to dump it. "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused. The Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, that sounded merry. It could be so, but it wasn't. It was merry, very. He started down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eye. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Harry who down in Whoville, the tallest small was seen without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came somehow or others, it's just the same. See them still singing regardless. And the Grinch with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags, and he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, it's Whoville, they say, that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his love through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys, the food for the feast, and he announced to the world to himself, he himself, the Grinch, carved a roast beef. He brought it all back to the Whoville town. The end. Now, kids, remember to count your blessings. Much love. The next one, I want to dedicate some Christmas songs from my favorite personal collections and my bachelor pad. Certain damsels come over, and it's oft times you wonder where the four-legged friends are to hold 'em off while you hide everything, including the wine. Maybe an occasional soda pop left out. Best way to stare off a date when you're an adult, you'll understand. Being into women and all, damsels in distress. So, before you lay to rest, say your prayers. Now, Lord, lay me down to sleep, my soul to keep. Keep me safe day and night, as I stay warm, dreaming of the dreams yet to come bright. So, stay positive. I hope all of you reach your dreams, wherever you are in the world. After all, if you stay in school long enough, dreams are worth conquering. Who said that? Eleanor Roosevelt. Very good. President's wife. Let's go.